Good morning. Welcome to day 15, Sunday, June 4th, 2023. It's a bit rainy out there. Yikes. There's nothing worse. Well, yeah, there is something worse. Setting up your tent in the rain is terrible. Packing out your tent in the rain is a close second. I've been up for a while, an hour, hour and a half. Just brewed a second cup of coffee. Sarah is on her way. Hooray! Hopefully the rain stops or pauses. I don't think it's supposed to be heavy rain, but the last weather forecast I had was from, yesterday, obviously. And I don't have a strong enough signal to get one today. Because that'll also make just getting all the resupply items packed and situated a little more troublesome. Although I guess if Sarah brings, depending on what car Sarah brings, I could just do it in the back of the SUV. So we'll see. Yeah, it's definitely cooled down, which overall is nice. But I don't know how much sun, if any, we're going to see today, that's for sure. So just figuring out, taking an inventory of what I have, figuring out how many more days of food I'm going to need. If all goes well, and I follow from this point on the same schedule I did last year, I'll need 6 more dinners. And I still have 3. And plus Sarah's bringing 2 Subway sandwiches, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't need a lot of food on this resupply. I need a few Cliff Bars. I'm good on coffee supplies. I might grab 1 ramen, 1 mashed potato, 1 North Side, just in case I have to shelter down for a day or 2 because of weather. But yeah, so for the actual resupply, it's more for getting a new pair of shoes because my trail runners are really on their last legs. I'm glad I remembered to text Sarah this morning. I didn't initially have a signal, and then I had 1 bar because I had laid out the resupply, and I had a brand new box of trail runners with it. But I didn't specifically say, could you please bring those? So I did this morning, and Sarah had just gotten on the highway. Our house is only 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the highway entrance. So she turned around to get my trail runners, especially if it's going to be wet conditions and lots of scrambling up to the Wildcats. I need to have better shoes. I need to have the stickiness back. So that'll make a big difference. Other than that, just checking out far out for camping options. I pretty much already know where I want to stay tonight. Unless, I'm really motivated and go further. I just want to see what the options are as far as other possible camping sites other than the one that I think I'm going to stay at tonight. Yeah, yesterday, I guess the past few days, but yesterday was really a long day, so I'm totally fine taking a shorter day today, especially if the weather's going to be not so great. I think that's about it for now. Just in the middle of organizing. I'm going to have to start moving soon to pack up in the next hour or so I can be down at the trailhead when Sarah gets here. But I still have another hour of just organizing and planning out the rest of the trip. So a slow, leisurely start to day 15, and we will check in later. All right, day 15 update. It's around 8 a.m. We're almost to Route 16. We're gonna hang out and wait for Sarah. Yeah, in the trees with the wind blowing, there was definitely a lot of water coming down. But hopefully once we're out in the open, it is a raw day, but right now there's no rain. And there's also an outhouse, so we'll take advantage of that while we're here. All right, so we're brewing up a little more coffee, waiting for Sarah to get here with our resupply. It's closing in on 8:30, so she's probably another 45 minutes to an hour out. We're all day out here, so we're just gonna, at least it's not raining, so we're just gonna hang out here and wait for Sarah. See you later.
Good morning. It is Sunday, June 4th, and it's just before 8:30 in the morning. And I am heading to meet Brian to bring him his first resupply. I've already stopped at Mad River Coffee for some baked good treats for him, and I just stopped at McDonald's for sausage and McMuffins. So we're about 25 minutes. I'm in Gorham, New Hampshire, and we're about 25 minutes from the Glen Ellis picnic area, I think it is, where the Glen Boulder trailhead is, and that's where I'm going to meet him. So let's go find Brian.
All right, while we're just hanging out waiting for Sarah, just did a little walk around here. It's got a pretty cool feature. Basically, people do a day hike to the Glen Ellis Falls, but as part of the hike, you actually go under Route 16, kind of like what we did going under Franconia Notch. This one is much smaller, but still, right, unusual. You don't see that every day. So I also went to scope out the other side because I remembered last year, right after you get on the other side to get on the Wildcat Ridge Trail, you have to cross a brook. And when I attempted to cross, I mean, I did cross it, but while I was crossing it, I took a dunk in, and it actually got one of my electronics wet because I had it in my cargo pants pocket, just a slippery rock. So I just took a look, and it looks better this year, but I'm not taking any chances. So I'm gonna have all my electronics up on the top of my pack when I cross, just to be safe. That's it for now. We're gonna try and stay as warm and dry as we can. Talk to you later.
So I'm at the Glen Ellis picnic area, and I found Brian. Good thing I brought my layers. It's chilly here. But we're filling up on the Egg McMuffins and our Mad River coffee, and Brian's just getting organized for the rest of the trail, which will take him probably about a week. We'll check in a bit.
All right, day 15, Sunday, June 4th. I am resupplied. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
She even brought me hot coffee from Mad River, which was a real treat. So it is still kind of raw out here.
I'm glad I brought my puffy.
In fact, when Sarah first got here, she said, "Do you want to sit in the car?" It felt so warm and toasty. I said, "No, I better not. I might not want to leave." So we're all set. I'm going to get ready to head out. Sarah's going to head back south, but I'll see you soon.
Yep.
Hopefully Friday, or maybe earlier. Let's see what it's like up there. We'll see you heading up towards the Wildcats. All right, day 15. Made over the Spicy Brook crossing, and we're continuing on the AT. All right, Sunday mid-morning, we're climbing. That is the parking lot where Sarah gave me my resupply. So it's a steep, fun scramble. Rocks are a little slick. Glad I had the new trail runners for extra traction. Keep going. See ya up the trail. All right, it's around 10:15. So on a day like today, it can be tricky to figure out layering. Right now I have on my Techwick t-shirt, then a mid layer, then the windbreaker and the hat. But I'm working hard climbing, and I've got a pretty full pack right now. So I think I'm gonna take off the mid layer and just leave the rain shell on over the t-shirt, and probably put on a baseball cap, because I'd rather be a little cool than start to sweat up here, right? Try and stay as dry as possible and keep these layers dry for later when I mean, they'll still keep me warm if they're wet, but if I can keep them dry, why not? So we're gonna take a little break here and do some adjusting. All right, day 15. We just crossed over 3,000 feet over the second big ledge outlook, looking back over the road. So a climbing we will go, rocking out to some 80s tunes. All right, day 15, it's around noon. Had to put layers back on, getting a little chilly. My thermometer says 37, and I think I've seen a little bit of snow. So we're still making our way towards Wildcat, the ski slope first. We made it to the Wildcat Mountain summit. I forget if this is A or D technically, what it is, but it's one of the official 4,000 footers. It is pretty gnarly up here today. All right, we're at the lookout tower. Not much to look out to today. So it's 3 miles to the hut. We've got another 4,000 footer on the way, another Wildcat. So we're gonna keep on heading that way. Stay warm in this weather. All right, day 15 update. It's about 1 in the afternoon. We're still making our way over the Wildcats, and it is big snowflakes falling right now, but we're sheltered from the wind, so it's not too bad. Just up and down, up and down. All right, see if I can get this in focus. We made it to Carter Lake. Finally, the snow stopped when we got to lower elevation. Gonna head to the hut and get some water. All right, it's 3 p.m. We just warmed up a bit in the hut, had a little something to eat, and now we're going to go set up camp before it gets too cold and too wet. All right, day 15 update, Sunday, June 4th, 2023. We made a quick stop at the hut to get water, have a homemade coffee cake, and some lukewarm hot chocolate and coffee, but it's still, for these conditions, it was great. Chatted with a few folks who had just arrived who were staying the night. The caretaker was awesome. But I didn't want to stay too long because it felt nice and warm and comfy, and I knew I had to get back out in the muck. So started heading up the Carter Trail, found a spot off trail, hastily threw the tent up. A little bit of rain, but more just the condensation coming off the trees, I think, right now. And just with being wet all day, the pruny hands, wet pants, wet feet, the whole 9 yards. Got set up as quickly as I could, then basically hopped in the empty tent, which normally I wouldn't do, and with the backpack under the vestibule, started emptying everything out. Eventually got the air mattress up, got the camp chair on the air mattress, took off wet socks, unzipped the lower half of my pants, and I was able to just put my feet and bottom part of my legs in the sleeping bag, so the sleeping bag stays dry. Made some hot coffee, warming up. Now it's just a matter of getting everything organized, waiting for my hands to de-prune so I can do a little more. As I was starting to walk up the trail, a group of 3 younger guys were coming down, and they had some concerns about snow on the north side. I remember it was like this last year. The north side and North Carter still had a lot of ice and snow. And one of the younger guys thought I might want microspikes, so I appreciate the heads up. So we'll take a look and see what it looks like when we get there. I'm sure it'll be manageable. It was manageable last year, and it's snow. I mean, they didn't even mention ice, just snow. And it's funny how people's perceptions of what they think is sketchy or not, right? So it'll be interesting to see how sketchy it really is compared to the warnings I was getting. So other than that, yeah, surprisingly saw a few backpackers heading away from me as I was on the Wildcat Ridge. And then there were, I think the caretaker said there were going to be 12 at the hut tonight. And there were 4 who showed up while I was there. And I'm sure those 3 guys are going there probably, so that's 7. So they have a few more stragglers coming in. Yeah, I mean, a couple days ago it was like super hot in the tent at night, and I was really looking forward to the rain to just break the humidity and cool things down. But I just wanted like a 10 degree, I just wanted normal June temperatures, and it's like gone haywire to like, it was like in the upper 30s all day today. But that's what happens up here. So, and it doesn't look there's any relief in sight anytime soon. It looks like more of the same. Even if it's cloudy, if it's not like raining constantly, that helps. But yeah, we'll have to see how the weather is tomorrow. Like, it's not really raining hard right now. It's more just the stuff falling off the trees from all the rain that there was. And it did snow a little bit, so there's definitely precipitation in the air. But yeah, it's much colder again. So I'm gonna bundle up tonight, I think. That's it for now. I'm gonna get organized for tomorrow, stay warm, try and dry out my base layers, just let the body heat do that. So the only thing that probably won't dry out is a pair of gloves I wore today. Maybe I'll put them in my I'll probably throw them in like my pants pockets when I go to sleep, and hopefully that'll help dry them out. That's worked in the past. I just don't want to get the bag too wet, because there may be a few more nights of this. All right, yeah, we've got probably, this is Sunday night. Monday night and Tuesday night are probably also going to be camped at higher elevations, probably. All depends on how far we get tomorrow. If I could get down a lower elevation tomorrow, that would be awesome, but that would be a long day. I have to do an out and back of Mariah and start heading down, which is not out of the realm of possibility. Depends on how bad the trail is, how much the snow is going to slow me down. So we'll see. Yeah, a shorter day today, but still very challenging. And again, there's like 2 log jams on this project, and they both involve when you're up in the Prezzies. So just like on what I'm comfortable doing speed-wise and wanting to follow the rules as far as camping goes, you pretty much have to camp at the tent site at Mizpah Springs Hut, or near there, so you can start Pierce and get all the way to Washington in isolation in a day, for me. And the other log jam is when you're doing back over Monroe, Adams, and Jefferson, and then down. You have to be kind of staged for Monroe. Like if I were to camp at super low elevation tomorrow, do the road walk, do all the climbing to get up to Madison, then I would not have the energy to still do Madison, Adams, and Jefferson, and camp legally. So that may log jam me, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes, one day at a time. Check in later. All right, a quick day 15 wrap up. We got 2 more peaks, Wildcat A and B. We're set up for the Carters tomorrow. Carter Dome, South Carter, Middle Carter. But right now it's Operation Stay Warm. So I'm going to keep this short, hop in the sleeping bag, and just let everything continue to warm up. It's cold and the weather doesn't look much better tomorrow on the ridge, so that'll be fun. Stay tuned.